everyone, and welcome back to today's video. We are just gonna call this out right here. Do you guys see the live vegetation outside my window? Yeah, that is not the current state of the place that I live in. This is an old clip that I am using for the intro because I never used it. I thought it was cute, and this is sometimes how my mornings start. So last week we did a video on how I prep for a busy week, and this week I wanted to show how I prep for a busy day. This video was filmed this past week in my pajamas after I put my daughter down, after I got ready for bed, and I am about to go relax with my husband for the night. But first, these are the things that happen. So this is what I do mostly every night. Our lives are quite the variety. I work a part-time job, and then the rest of the time I am at home with my daughter, and so we love the variety, but it also means that I try to have rhythm and structure in our days because each day is very different. And yeah, so excited to show you guys how I plan for that. The first one is called closing the kitchen. So this is a funny term. I'm going to explain what this means. This is probably the biggest one because it does take the longest, but it makes the biggest difference. So we do not relax in our home or get ready for bed until our kitchen is closed for the night. This means that the dinner that we had is cleaned up, the dishes are loaded into the dishwasher, bigger things are hand washed, counters are wiped off, and most of the time we'll do like a small vacuum throughout the kitchen area, but tonight I did not do that because my husband worked late and I just decided that was not going to happen. Usually we will either tag team kitchen cleanup while Eden is like playing or dancing or whatever. We'll blast music and kind of do this as a family typically, or sometimes one of us will do it and then the other one will do like bath and bedtime with our daughter. But we try to be pretty big on doing things together as a family because we like our daughter seeing us work together, and that it takes, you know, all of us in the family. And yeah, but tonight I did it by myself. So both of our families closed the kitchen and still do. So this is something we grew up seeing. Sometimes like if we had like a big entertaining night or we have a ton of company and we just like, you know, had just all of the snacks and food and plates and whatever, and the dishwasher is full, I will not sit there and hand wash things that like don't fit into the dishwasher. I will leave those things, and then in the morning when the dishwasher is unloaded, they will then go into the dishwasher. But yeah, my husband worked until like 11 p.m. or midnight when we were in college, and we would still then try to do the dishes. So we're kind of crazy, but we just love the feeling of waking up and like the day is fresh and ready for us. Especially now having a child, which means that, you know, I have a factor that affects my morning that is not always in my control. So I try to be aware of the things that are in my control. But yeah, that is closing the kitchen. I do want to add on to this, if you don't do anything like this at the end of your night, that is okay. That does not mean you're bad at taking care of your home or anything like that. I would encourage you though to consider it if you find yourself in the morning just feeling overwhelmed by like any kind of kitchen mess or dishes, or yeah, something like that kind of hinders your ability to enjoy the next day and start fresh, if you know what I mean. You know, even if it's just like trying one of those things, like, okay, let me try to make sure my sink is clear, but I'm not gonna, you know, do the other things. Or maybe I'm not gonna deal with dishes if I don't feel like it, but maybe try to wipe off all your surfaces or do like a quick little vacuum. Like maybe just try one of those things and see if it helps you. The next thing is fill the vitamin container. Take my vitamins. I'm a grandma. So you know I probably should have put this in last week's video because I actually do this whole like filling my vitamin container thing at the beginning of every week, but I do take my vitamins in the evening, so that's why I threw that in there. But it is just one less thing for me to remember in the morning. If I do my vitamins in the morning, it's just not gonna happen. Or when I think of it is like before I've eaten, and then I'll have like I don't feel good when I take all those pills on an empty stomach. So I do before bed. I'm rocking this really cool pill container. I'm so proud of it. I take ginkgo biloba, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, which helps with memory and focus, and then a women's multivitamin, and then a magnesium calcium complex, and then biotin and vitamin D, and that's it. The next one is I love to prep my coffee for the next day. There's nothing better than laying in bed with my alarm going off, smelling the coffee that has already brewed downstairs. So obviously if you prefer to do like an espresso or French press, this really doesn't, apply to you. We go through coffee phases. Right now we are on this Cuisinart coffee maker. I love it. It's just one less thing to do in the morning, and you just wake up to the smell of coffee, which just hallelujah. The next thing is I like to charge all of my things every night. So that is my work laptop, my phone, my iPad for video things, and each of them has an area that I know that they are charging, and then in the morning I can pack them up and set them right by the door, and they are all good to go. Super easy and super simple. The last thing that I will share with you guys is setting out my clothes for myself for in the morning. And so I do this on work days, church days, and then if I'm like meeting somebody in the morning somewhere and I know that we need to get our lives together quickly in the morning, I just like to eliminate all decision making as much as I can when I'm waking up in the morning. I want to float around on autopilot, going through my morning routine and letting my brain slowly wake up, and then be able to use my mental energy for my daughter, not for like, what do I feel like wearing today? So a lot of the times I do change what I set out, but the option is there. Well, you guys, that was the last one that I had for you today. A couple things that I thought of that are not pictured would be sometimes I Instapot a bunch of oatmeal the day before and I pack it in the fridge so I don't have to make my daughter's breakfast that morning. Sometimes I pack my snacks and her backpack and my work bag, and I fill up our water bottles and set them by the door. But other than that, that's pretty much what we do the night before and all of that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next week. Be so blessed. Bye.